Hey, my true seekers, how are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. Happy blessed Sunday. Yes, indeed. I decided to see if I can come on live again. I hope I don't have any problems going into the matrix, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and seek out some help. It was two people that I really trust because guys, trust me, I've been burnt already trying to get people to help me set up my live. And it's two people that I have in mind that I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and reach out to see if I can set everything the right way because I'm only working on one platform, well, maybe two, Twitter, but I want to go ahead and get on Facebook as well. But I want to make sure that everything is okay. So I guess I hope you guys enjoyed your Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed your Sunday, guys. Mine was pretty good, pretty quiet. So I'm gonna go ahead into all this stuff right here. As you can see, guys, this right here is a lot. This right here is what I call where the Most High God is just turning them over to a reprobated mind. And like I said, especially when it comes to this platform right here, this platform is not for everybody, especially when you start, speaking truth, because, a lot of people, they don't want to hear the truth. They want someone to go ahead and tickle their ears. And the minute when you start speaking truth, then, you start losing, people, they start, leaving. But like I said, that's why, I try to stay in my lane because, this right here, you're not going to have too many followers. You're not going to have, people that wants to hear the truth. Everybody, they have an itching ear. So all my job is to do, guys, is just say what thus says the Lord, and like I said, this is right here. This is it. This is what I call end times. So I want to go ahead and talk about all the stuff that is going on with Saucy Santana. Now I'm not too much when it comes to all this entertainment stuff, but like I say, I know what I see and I know how to call it out what I see. So I hope you all had watched the last video that I had dropped with Abby. Make sure you go ahead and check that out, where she and we broke down of Stockholm syndrome, how our people are suffering Stockholm syndrome and also identity crisis. I mean, that stronghold, we have to figure out how to go ahead and pull it down. Like I said, nothing is new under the sun, but it's up to us to go ahead and try to shake off these grave clothes. And we can do it, we can do it. It's just that we just got to leave these people alone, because as you can see right here, this is what I call a Jezebel spirit. Yes, a Jezebel spirit is still roaming. And a Jezebel spirit does not have to be a female. A Jezebel spirit can also be a male as well. And this right here, as you can see, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing. All this stuff right here is, to me, it's like a replay. All this stuff had happened. It's just that we are the type of people, we like to mimic, instead of learning. And I don't know why. I just don't know why. But this right here, this is not new. I don't know if you guys ever heard of, this was a slave by the name of Sarah Baartman, which we're going to go ahead and read a little bit about that as well, where, they called her freak. They called her hottie toddy. And we know that it, our people are calling themselves that today. We're going to go ahead and talk about all that. But this right here, guys, this is Saucy Santana. Those that does not know, he is a rapper. And the thing about it is that he was trying to body slam. Yes, body shame, not body slam, but body shame women. Yes, women. And that's the part that I do not understand, because I was trying to see, and just go to on Fox Soul, where Claudia and also Al Reynolds, and I think it's Funky Deneva, where they had asked him a question. And this right here, guys, like I said, this is not to sit there and, try to discriminate or put our foot on people. We learning, and like I said, this is new to all of us. And I feel whatever you want to do, that's between you and your God. But you don't have to shove it down nobody else's throat or try to make someone else feel, less than, knowing that you already going through, right? So on Fox Soul, Claudia and L. Renners had asked Funky Dineva a question. If you say that you does not wants to be a woman, because he said, he called a woman fish and sis and all these names, which I hate when they call us sis, but he said that Funky Dineva had said that, he never wants to be a female. But the thing about it is that even Saucy Santana, let me see if I can go ahead and read this comment where he had said that he does not wants to be a female. Let me see if I can go ahead and read that. And that's the confusing part. And like I said, guys, feel free to go ahead and comment however you feel led, because, this right here, to me and to others, I don't know if I have it. I might not have the text where he had wrote that let me see if I can find it right quick. Let me see. Yeah, this is what Saucy Santana has said. Well, they said, let me see, why do people think I want to be a girl so bad? I got the money, wouldn't just turn myself into what I want to be. And someone else says, I think he said also, it be the fake outraged baby. Go ahead. I don't know what he meant by that. But what Saucy Santana has said, why do I want to be a woman? And this the part that I don't understand. If you are, wearing wigs and lipstick and, wearing dresses and nails and, getting boobs and getting, bigger butt implants, to me, it's like you trying to shape and mold yourself into a woman. So, and they say, well, Funky Dineva had said, who gave, and it's not his exact words verbatim, but, like who gave a woman the title of wearing wigs and lipsticks? Well, that's exactly what women do. And that's when Claudia, she had, went ahead and she had broke it down to, where it kind of made sense, and I think, that right there had really, I guess he say, well, let me go ahead and leave it alone, because to me, it's like culture appropriate. If we want to call people out that's wearing braids in their hair, and we want to call them out, especially, when Europeans put braids in their hair, then, you know, what do you call it when you see men, wearing wigs and lipstick? Like I say, guys, just help me, help us to make it make sense, because to me it does not make no sense. Because if you are wearing wigs and nails and putting boobs and all this other stuff, and it's like, to me, you're trying to be a woman. Now, like I said, educate me, let me know what it is. But to go ahead and body shame a woman that is natural, to me, that's where you draw the line. And it reminds me of Sarah Baartman, which I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. But why would you want to body shame a woman, just because she wants to be natural? She don't want all the fake injections and, all the implants. So you trying to go ahead and cancel that person out? And the thing about it is that we go along with stuff like that. We define, oh, you have to be, you know, have all these implants and, spend all this money, unnecessary money, just to make yourself look like a blow up doll. I understand why a man would do that. Why, if you are, trying to transition, into a female, quite obvious, you're going to want ahead and put the implants in and, do all this injections to or and all this face work. Quite obvious you're going to do that. But the thing about it is that how I saw it in the spirit, because I've been praying, for 3 days, how to bring this forward. So this is how the spirit had given it to me, is that the reason why, they saying and they promoting all this is because it's going to make them feel, not so uncomfortable. So if you see a straight woman, with the implants on and doing all this, work to their face and, trying to, look like what you call a drag queen, then it makes them feel more comfortable, where, okay, you trying to call me out, but you looking just like me. You got the fake hair, you got the fake nails, you got the fake butt. So why now you want to go ahead and call me out? See, that's the way that the enemy tries to play, because like I say, Satan, he is cunning. So if he can sit there and make people feel, okay, you doing the same thing, quite obvious, they're going to go ahead and call it out. And when it comes to a person as natural, don't have all those injections in them, then they gonna say, oh, that's plain Jane, oh, she cannot be a part of this baddie or whatever they call it. But like I said, guys, that is nothing but a cheap trick from the enemy. And the thing about it is that if our people sit there and don't wake up and come out of her, then like I said, we just going to be worse than what we came out of. And like I said, I'm not here to put my foot on anyone, because I do not have a heaven nor hell to put nobody in. I do not have the power to lay it down, and I do not have the power to raise it back up. But like I said, whatever you do, that's between you and whomever. Just don't try to sit there and force it on nobody else, because like I said, make it make sense. This does not make no sense at all. If you want to be a woman, just say you want to be a woman. Just say that you want to be a woman. But let me go ahead and read this right here, guys, and the ones that's going to go ahead and catch the live, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos, or however you feel led, because like I say, when it comes to the truth, believe me, people don't want to hear the truth. My little small channel, believe it or not, they try to come against it, but like I said, you can't stop nothing here, because like I said, this is my job. This is what the Most High God has called me to do. And like he said, don't be afraid of these people, because these people are some stiff-necked people. They don't want to hear the truth. Our people wants to stay stuck. Nobody wants to come out of it. But my job is to tell it to them anyhow. But the thing about it, are we still slaves? That's the question. Are we still slaves? Are we still slaves? Some of us, like I said, and I'm gonna drop the other half of the video that my sister Abby and I we had made, I'm doing some editing on the second half. Make sure you go ahead and check the first half when it comes to Stockholm syndrome and identity crisis. And we talked about, especially when it comes to our people, some of us is not going to be able to cross over. Some of us going to sit there and just, like I say, fall by the wayside. I'm gonna say it like that: fall by the wayside with the rest of them. Some of us, we are not going to come out of it, because it's like we like it. We like walling in our mess. So let me go ahead and pull this article up right here, guys. This right here is an article of Sarah Baartman. Let me go ahead and write the name down, so make sure that I'm pronouncing it right. Sarah Baartman. So let me go ahead and pull this up right here, right quick. And again, guys, welcome to my life, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. Like I said, my commentary is not for everybody. Okay. So I hope you guys can see me real good, because I always have problems going into the matrix. But let me go ahead and share this screen right here. I'm learning, guys. It just takes time. I am learning. Yes. Okay. Okay. Where am I? So let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Like I say, it takes time. That's why, I'm not rushing. I am not rushing at all, because see, stuff like this, it takes time. Okay. Rome wasn't built overnight. Some people is just a little slower than others. So I'm just trying to make sure that everything is okay. But yes, as you can see right here, she went by the name, and you know that's a slave name, Sarah Baartman, 1789, 1815. She was a slave, okay? And she was a woman that had a very huge, huge butt. And they made fun of her. They even had her in a circus. It was like, to them, it was like a freak show how they exploited her and they made a mockery out of her. And that's why, I say, today, nothing is new under the sun. We still doing the same thing. We got these Jezebel spirits that's getting paid. And like I already had broke it down, which I'm going to talk about it some more, how it was a senator. I think he was a Jewish senator, how he went ahead and he exposed a lot of stuff, how these people, the power that be, would pay our people millions of dollars just to make them act like a buffoonery, a maestro show, just to sit there and distract our people, because that's how it is when it comes to our people. Our people love to mimic, and they know that. We are copycats. We are copycats, and we see that these celebrities are people that we think that is better than us. Oh, it's like we got low self-esteem. It's identity crisis. We're going to copycat. We're going to mimic all this, but nothing is new under the sun. So when you see all these black women that's going around, we already got very beautiful butts as is, but when you coming around with those big old huge butts and all these thick lips, which we already have thick lips, they trying to make you look like a freak, because to them you are entertainment. You are entertainers to them. So long as you can entertain these people and act like you are in a freak show, they like that. That's why they use these silly sheeps to sit there and promote all that stuff. But right here, this is Sarah Baartman. And right here, I'm going to read some of it where it says that Sarah Baartman was one of the first Black women known to be subjugated to human sexual trafficking. So that's all it is. All this right here is sexual trafficking. You putting all these big butts and looking like some kind of freak show. All this is just human trafficking. That's how the enemy tried to sit there and exploit and make a mockery out of our people, because they know who we are. We are God and goddesses, and they know that. But they're going to do anything that they can to make us lose the identity of who we are. That's why I say our people are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. So right here it says she was named Hottie Tot. And that's what we calling people now. We call these women Hottie Tots. She was named Hottie Tots Venus by the Europeans, as her body would be publicly examined and exposed inhumanly throughout the duration of her young life. So they gave Sarah Baartman a nickname, called her Hottie Tot. Hottie Tot Venus. Made her a freak out of a freak show, put her in a circus. And you guys, you thinking that you on a very huge platform, acting a plumb fool. No, to them, you are a circus. You are in a circus. And they are getting paid big bucks for you to put on that maestro show. Make it make sense, guys. That's just to show you that we got a lot of ways to go, guys, a long ways to go. We're not ready to come out of her. We're not ready to come out of her. But also it says, moreover, her experience reinforced the already existing and extremely negative sexual fascination with African women body by the people of Europe. And you will already know they want to, call us a freak, but they want everything that we got. They go and they get those injections, those butt implants, and get bigger lips and go on the tanning boots and trying to get darker. but yet they're going to tell you you are freak, you ugly. But that's because that's what I call reverse psychology, because they want to be you. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to try to sit there and demonize you. But everything about you guys, from your head to the sole of your feet, guys, you are somebody. You are kings and queens. You are Alpha and Omega. Wake up. Wake up. And all this stuff right here, guys, this all is dealing with colonization, guys. All is dealing with colonization. And they say Baartman grew up on a colony farm where she and her family most likely work as servants. Her mother died when she was age 2, and her father, who was a cattle driver, died when she was still a young girl. By her teenage year, Baartman married a Kofa man who was a drummer. They had a child together who died shortly after birth. Now, the husband and the child died. Come on, guys, make it make sense. We know about that, especially when it's something that they want. Look like everybody start vanishing. Come on, guys, wake up. And when Baartman was 16, her husband was murdered by Dutch colonists, you see, because they wanted her. Everything, like I said, what they wanted, they going to steal, kill, and they destroy. But the thing about it is that we would sit there and we would cater and we would love on the same people that have oppressed and suppressed us. But when it comes to our own people, it's like we dare to go ahead and tear them down. That's why I sit there and say all the stuff that our people do. No, I don't condone it. But let these people do their job, because their hands is dripping as well. Their hands are really dripping. They're the one taught our people. So soon after she was sold into slavery to a trader named Peter Williams Caesar, who took her to Cape Town, where she became a domestic slave to her brother, Hendrik. On October the 29th, 1810, although she could not read, 21-year-old Bateman supposedly signed a contract with Williams Dunlop. Now, they gave her a contract to go ahead and sign, now knowing good and well she couldn't slave. And like I say, some of this stuff is still going on today. They got our people, taking their lands and, doing all kinds of stuff, railroading them, knowing that, they don't know how to read these contracts. That's how most of the stuff that they took. Like I say, when it comes to these people, they are what I call crafty counselors, okay? So a physician who was a friend of the Caesar brother, the contract required her to travel with the Caesar brothers and Dunlop to England and Ireland, where she would work as a domestic servant, since technically slave has been abolished in Great Britain. So since slaves had been abolished in Britain, they went ahead, and they took us somewhere else. Additionally, and the reason why I'm not going to let this go, I can't let this pass me by, but the reason why, Great Britain went ahead and abolished slave, because they sat there and they took so much, they took a lot, so that's just how they're going to do with all the stuff that is going on today. They going to take all this stuff that is not nailed down, and then they're going to sit there and they're going to feel guilty. Well, wish they're not going to feel guilty, but apologize or whatever they do afterwards. But like I said, pay us everything that you have taken from us. But also right here it says, additionally, she would be exhibited for entertainment purposes. And that's all it is. We got our own people not knowing that they are being used. Like I said, they are nothing but silly sheep. These people pay them people millions of dollars to sit there and make us feel like we have low self-esteem, or we got to do this in order to sit there and make it in life. We got to look like a freak. We got to look like a freak. Come on, guys. And the reason why they doing it, because they trying to be you. And I saw on Fox Soul, and they were saying where some to the fact, I can't think what they had said. It might come back to my remembrance, but let me finish reading it. Where it says Baartman would receive a portion of earning from her exhibition and would be allowed to return to South Africa after 5 years. And you know that was not true. However, the contract was false on all details, and the enslavement continued for the remaining of her life. Wow, that is what I call dirty. Baartman was first exhibit in London in the Egyptian Hall at the Piccadilly Circus on November the 24th, 1810. So what they did was they went ahead and they put her in a circus. Her public treatment, however, quickly drew the attention of a British Amolition who charged Dumpling and the Caesars with holding Baartman against her will. So some British Amolition. The court ruled against Baartman after Peter Cesar produced a contract that has been signed by Baartman. So what they did was they used the contract that she had signed, which she didn't, most likely didn't, like they said, didn't know how to read or write, but that's the way that they likes to go ahead and do our people. So Baartman also testified that she was not being mistreated. So most likely they told her, just like these silly sheeps today. We got these silly sheeps like what you call that, Sukihana, and all these people on the floor crawling like a dog, got men sitting there putting a leash around their neck, walking them like a dog. And they like it like that because, to them, from where they came from, most likely out of the projects or somewhere in the, where they threw us at. And that's a topic by itself, project, and how they threw us in a gutter. But like I said, it's up to us. When are we going to wake up and come out of her? But right there, it says that Baartman, she went ahead and she testified that she was not being mistreated. Just like you ask some of these silly shapes. Go ask Saucy Santana, is he being mistreated? Is he being used? He's going to tell you no. Go ask all these celebrities. Even we could sit there and say, even Beyonce. Oh, you guys don't want to hear that. Beyonce is being used. These people pay them millions of dollars to sit there and distract our people, confuse our people. All this right here is all about almighty dollars. What they do is they get these people and set them on the platform. Before you know it, you taking all your entire paycheck, robbing Peter to go ahead and pay Paul. All this right here is another way to sit there and get money from out of your community and pour it into the power that be. Come on, guys, wake up. Can't you see it? Can't you see it? So right here it says the publicity generated by the court trial increased. Baartman was popular as exhibit. She was taken on tour throughout England and by 1812 as far away as Limerick Island. So she was traveling all around. And most likely they probably was feeding her, with all that bad food and giving her, some things that would make her happy. So right there, she thought she was, that was the good life. That's just how it is when it comes to our people. Our people, we think that just because we are in what I call the state of Lodabar, we thinking, oh, that's the good life. It's like I said, we are the ones that's writing our story right here in the Bible. We are the lost tribe. We are the ones that was in the wilderness and still in the wilderness today. Like I said, what you see in the Bible, all that was a glimpse of what's to come. We are playing it out right now. Now, this right here, this is real. This is not a Bible story. This is not a dream. Our people are going through right now. But the thing about it, we had a blueprint of what not to do. How our forefathers was wandering in the wilderness over and over, which was supposed to be like a 14-day journey. It took them 40 years to come out, which our people still not out. We still here. Come on, guys. Like I said, nothing is new under the sun, guys. Nothing is new under the sun. That's why I asked you the question, are we still a slave? Are we still a slave? So let me see. Just a little more. I'm almost done. He also allowed her to be sexually abused by patrons willing to pay for her defilement. So right there, that's human trafficking. They sit there and they prostitute her out, just like we got our people right now prostituting themselves right now, thinking that, oh, long as I can sit there and be labored down with all these, designer clothes, and now I'm not in the ghetto, at least I'm sitting there, I got a nice apartment. But guys, all that right there is a temporary fix. I tell you guys that all the time. You cannot build a solid foundation off of material goods. It's like building a house on sinking sand. These people, they going to make you feel like, oh, you have arrived. But guys, that's a dead end. That is a dead end, and it's going to end up swallowing you. And that's real talk. So right here it says that where am I? It says let me see where I'm at. Okay, right here it says Sarah Baartman died in Paris on December 29th, 1815, at the age of 26. Like, she didn't even die old, she, because they wore her body down, 26 years old. Imagine, she died at 26 years old. That's why you see all these celebrities and all these entertainers, they don't live long. Those people do not live long, guys. Oh, we got a bug in here. Those people do not live long. At the age of 26, for unknown reasons. Yeah, unknown reasons. You know why? Because y'all traffic her, y'all prostitute her, y'all just ward her body out. And that's exactly what you see today. Why you think these celebrities should be happy and they are not happy at all? Why? Even after her death, many of even after her death, many of her body parts will go on display at a museum. Wow. They still wasn't satisfied. After they took that young child life, they took all of her body parts and they put it in a museum. My God. And I promise you, most likely that's still in the museum today. And we are out here sitting there putting our nose in all this other stuff, when this is the stuff that we should be talking about. But you see, we don't want to talk about stuff like this. We want to talk about things that's going to continue rocking us to sleep. But when it's time to wake our people up, oh, I don't want to hear it. It's like kryptonite. We don't want to hear that because we are comfortable walling like a dog in our own vomit. That's exactly what we are doing. And her body parts are in a museum in Paris to support racial theories about people of African ancestry. Some of the body parts remain on display until 1974. So I guess they must have went ahead and told these old racist demons to go ahead and, get her body off of display. You guys did enough. Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? You guys are not living. You guys think that you are living, but you are not living. You guys are just barely existing. These people, they tell you when to walk, when to talk, because they are embedded in our mind, guys. And in 1994, South African President Nelson Mandela, let me read that again. In 1994, South African President Nelson Mandela formally requests that Bateman remains be returned to South Africa. And you know exactly what they did, Nelson Mandela. You know how they sat there and they didn't want to hear him wake his people up. They had this man in prison for almost 25 years. They locked him up. All our leaders, all our people that, uh we have to try to get us out of this loader bar, what we do? we go ahead and we try to sit there and we help these people to take them out. But on March the 6th, 2002, her remains were returned and buried at Hankin in the Eastern Cape province. My God, my God. Wow, guys. And that's the story right there of Sarah Baartman, guys. That's a lot. And like I said, when it comes to our people, it's time for our people to wake up. And all these people right here, who you see right here, Salsa Santana, all this right here, these people are getting paid to sit there and just lead us to the slaughterhouse. That's all it is. These people are getting paid to lead us to the slaughterhouse. Nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. And I was reading some of the comments, and they were saying that yeah, this what they were saying, that women got a lot to do with it. Yeah, we got a lot to do with it. But the reason why, and this is how the Most High God had put it in my spirit, when I was reading some of the comments on Fox Soul, where they were saying the reason why women has a lot to play with it, because we catered, we babyfied that, we coddled all that. But you have to realize that when it comes to the system is not broken. The system is only doing what the system was designed to do. They knew all this stuff was going to happen. They know if they worked back then, most likely with these silly sheets right now, it's going to work now. All they have to do is what? Throw them a few crumbs here and there, and our people are going to lead our people right there to the slaughterhouse. And that's exactly what they are doing. They know exactly what they're doing, but they can't come out of it because they have signed their name on that dotted line. They have sold their soul away. They have definitely sold their soul away. So let's go ahead, guys. I try to go ahead and stay on at least an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this scripture right here, because all this right here is going to tie up together. In the Romans 126, we're going to go ahead and in Romans 126, I might go ahead and start with the very first, because I still got a lot of time. So let me go ahead and see if I can go ahead and pull that up right there. Go ahead and share the screen. And I'm going to start with Romans. I'm gonna start with Romans 26 through 27, but I'm going to go back up. So right here in Romans 26 and 27, this is what it says. Worse followed. Refusing to know God, they soon didn't know how to be humans either. I mean, we got people right now that they have fallen so far away from the Most High God, where now they don't even know how to be human beings. And my sister and I, we talked about something like this, where they went ahead and they gave us civil rights, but they didn't give us human rights, because to them, we still considered 1/5 of a human being. Yeah, we have a little civil rights just to go ahead and shut us up, but we have no human rights. Like I said, all this stuff right here, nothing is new under the sun. So right here it says, refusing to know God, they soon didn't know how to be humans either. Women didn't know how to be women. Men did not know how to be men. So right there, this is what you call a reprobated mind, when women did not know how to be women. It's like we have fallen so far from our first love, where we don't even know how to be women. We don't know if we're a cat. We don't even know if we're a dog. We don't know who we are. That's why they quick to sit there and say that, oh, I don't want to be a woman. And when we ask you, if you don't want to be a woman, then why are you wearing the hair wig? Why are you wearing the wigs? Why are you wearing the nails? Why are you putting fake butt plants and breasts and all this other stuff if you don't want to be a woman? Because right here, the Bible clarified, the Bible makes it clear, where even a child can understand what it says. Women didn't know how to be women. Men did not know how to be men. Sexually, confused. They abuse and defile one another, women with women, men with men, all lust and no love. This has nothing to do with love. This is all lusts. And like I said, guys, I do not have a heaven nor hell to put nobody in. My job is to speak what thus says the Lord. We all have fallen short. I'm not here to condemn anyone because I believe that we all can be saved. That's if we turn back. And I'm saying completely turn back, repent. And that's it. Because none of us are righteous. All of us have fallen. But I'm just telling you exactly what it says right here. I didn't write this. I did not write this. It says sexually confused. They are sexually confused. They abuse and defile one another. Women with women, men with men, all lust, no love. And this right here, I don't understand when it comes to these pastors today, how they can bypass all this. Don't you know that these pastors today, that they are not preaching on holiness? What they are doing, they are sending these little lost sheep to the slaughterhouse. They already came out, already was damned. Now they gonna be double damned because you're not preaching on holiness. You're not telling the truth. And that's why I say we got a lot of wolves in sheep clothing, and they will be accountable for this. They will be accountable for this. The blood will be on their hands because they're not telling them. They want to tickle ill. They want to tickle and stroke them. But what God says, this is all lust, no love. And then they paid for it. Oh, how? And then they stressed it. And then they paid for it. Oh, how they paid for it. Empty of God and love, godless and loveless wretches. So they paid for it. And they are the ones that sat there and they watched all that. They were accountable for all this stuff right here. Let me see if I can go ahead and read the whole chapter. And that right there, guys, is coming out of Romans chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Let me see if I can yeah. So let me see if I can since I got time, I got so much time. Let me go ahead and read this. Again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. And this right here is coming out of Romans. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with by trusting him really lives matches to God, powerful plan to rescue everyone who trusts him. So yeah, I'm gonna start with 18 and 18, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and close it up because I try to go ahead and stay on at least an hour. So guys, make sure you go ahead and watch that last video. I went ahead and upload, especially the one that myself as well as Abby, we went ahead and we went upload, how we was talking about, especially when it comes to our people, how we are suffering from what we call Stockholm syndrome and identity crisis. And as you can see, that spirit is still attached to us today. So right here, it said ignoring guides lead to a downward spiral. So when you ignore and you turn your back from God and you have no covering, all it's going to do is just lead you to a downhole spiral. It's going to have you fall straight onto your face. And as you can see, these people, when they see that our people are already down, they are not trying to pick you back up. If anything, they're trying to put their foot on your neck. But right here it says, but God anger displeases erupt as act of human mistrust and wrongdoing and lying accumulate of people trying to put a shroud over truth. But the basic reality of God's plan enough. Open your eyes and there it is by taking a long and thoughtful look at what God has created. People have always been able to see with their eyes as such can't see internal power, for instance, and the mystery of his divine being. So nobody has a good excuse. What happened was this: people knew God perfectly well, But when they didn't treat him like God, refusing to worship him, they trivialized themselves to silliness and confusion, so that they were neither sense nor directed left in their lives. So right there, they say they know the truth. We know the truth. We know what's right and what's wrong. When we was a child, we act like a child. That's what it's saying. But now we are grown-ups. You know that if you continue dipping and dabbing in the things of the world, then there's going to be consequences and repercussions. So you know exactly what you are doing. So nobody has a good excuse. So it's no more excuses. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. It's just that you think that this temporary fix is going to be your way out, but all it's going to be is what? A lifetime of pain. That's all it's going to be, because sooner or later it's going to come to the end. Stop doing what they want you to do and see what's going to happen. Look what happened to Bill Cosby and Ari Kelly and Michael Jackson. Like I said, we never die with our legacy intact, but they can die with their legacy intact because they figure that they write all the rules until we wake up. But right here it says what happened was this. People knew God perfectly well. You know God, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. But the thing about it is that you don't want to have the fear of God. But when they didn't treat him like God, refusing to worship him, they trivialized themselves into silliness and confusion, so that there were neither sense nor direction left in their lives. They pretend to know it all, but were literally regarding life. They traded the glory of God, who hold the whole world in his hand, for cheap figurines you can buy at any roadside stand. So let me go ahead and break this down, because see, I like the Message Bible sometimes. Okay, like I said, I read out of anyone. They all been revised, but you just have to know exactly how to rightfully divide the word of truth. But right here it says they pretend to know it all, like they know it all. You know, we got a lot of people that know it all, but was literally regarding life. You know, they just wanted to stay into their lifestyle, you know. So what they did was they went ahead and they traded the glory of God, who hold the entire world in his hands, for a cheap figurine. So what they did was they traded the most high God for false gods, figurines, you know, like these little figurines, you know, like these little statue gods and all that stuff. So that's what they traded God in. They needed something that they can see, something that you can put in an oven and bake. And sooner or later, a storm or you trip over, it's going to crack. See, they wanted that kind of God because they don't want to be held accountable for nothing. Okay. So that's the type of God that they wanted. So they traded the glory of God, that's what it means, who holds the whole world in his hands, for cheap figurines you can buy at any roadside stand. So they would rather go to a roadside stand. You know how you know, driving on some of these roads, the highways, and you see people selling all these statues and all these, you know, stuff that you can go and make a shrine out of. So that's what you trade in your God for. So in 24 and 25, it says, so God said in effort, if that's what you want, then that's what you get. So God had had enough of them. God said, if that's what you want, if you want these little figurines, if you want these little statues that you went sculpture and put it in the oven, then go have at it. It wasn't long before they were living in a pig pen, because all that right there is going to have you living in a pig pen. It says it wasn't long before they was living in a pig pen, smeared with filthy inside and out. And that's why I tell you, you know, it's like a dog going back into his own vomit. So continue worshiping and idolizing all these little statues and see where it's going to take you. It's going to take you in a filthy pig pen. That's exactly what it says. And all of this because they traded the true God for a fake God. So you went through all that, idolizing all these little statues for a fake God, and worship the God they made instead of the God who made them. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They went ahead and worship a god that they made. They sculptured it and they put it in the oven and they painted it and they traded in for a god that hold the entire universe in the palm of their hands. My God. And the God that made them, the God that created them, the God that gave them life. But they wanted a God that can break. The God we bless, the God who bless us. Oh, yes. And right here it says, worse followed, refusing to know God. They soon didn't know how to be humans either. So after they had sat there and they did all that, worshiping false gods, what they didn't even know how to be humans anymore, because what the Most High God did was he went ahead and he turned their backs on them. And I just read this right here, but I'm going to read it again. It said, worse followed, refusing to know God. They soon didn't know how to be humans either. Women didn't know how to be women. Men didn't know how to be men. Sexually confused. They abused and defiled one another. Women with women, men with men. All lust, no love. And then they paid for it. So you're going to pay for it. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it because, like I said, especially when it comes to our people, we want something that's going to keep us asleep. We want something that's going to stroke you. Nobody wants to hear the truth. But even if I got to tell it by myself, and then they paid for it. Oh, how they paid for it. You're going to pay for it. And since they didn't bother to acknowledge God, God quit bothering them. So if you didn't want to have nothing to do with God, right here in 28:32 in first Romans, read it for yourself, guys. Read it for yourself. They say since they didn't bother to acknowledge God, God quit bothering them and let them run loose. So what you see right now, you see a lot of people running loose. That's why I say many are called, but few are chosen. Not everybody going to be able to go. Everybody is not going to be able to come out of this. Some of us are going to just continue to stay stuck. Because what happened was the Most High God had allowed you guys to run loose. And this is exactly what you're seeing today. That's why I say when it comes to all this stuff right here, don't get rid of your Bible. You just need someone to show you how to rightfully divide the word of truth. All this stuff right here is happening right now. Look around. How you see when it comes to our people, how they are running loose. And then all hell broke loose. Rapid evil, grabbing and gasping, vicious backstabbing. So now what you see right now, they are fighting each other, tearing each other apart. Because what? They don't have a covering. They made life hell on earth with the envy, wanton killing, bickering, and cheating. You made life hell. Like I said, we thinking that, oh, hell, is where, a bottomless pit with a red pitfall devil. No, you can make your hell right here on earth. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now. You are seeing people living like hell. Living like hell. Look at them. Mean spirit. They mean spirit, venomous, fork tongue, God bashers, don't want to have nothing to do with God, a fork tongue, but yet we looking for this devil with a red suit. All the while is you. All the while was you. Fork tongue, which means that they don't know if they blessing or cursing. They talking from both sides of their mouth. That's what a fork tongue means. Bullies, we got a lot of bullies right now. We got look around, all on social media, bullies everywhere. People are miserable. Swagglers, insufferable windbags, mean that they just gossiping and talking, not using their platform to edify, to glorify. But that's where our people at. All this right here, what you see, what it's doing, it's describing our people. They ditch their parents when they get in the way. So when the parents trying to sit there and tell them what's right and what's wrong, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They figure, oh, They know more than what their parents, but yet you living in their house, eating their food, sleeping in their bed, but yet the parents can't say nothing. I was watching this little show, this little reality show where everybody at, because this is where our people at. Loving Marriage in Huntsville, how the Fletchers having trouble with their child, how they don't want to listen, but they want the parents to take care of them. I know about that. I had my baby boy just like that. In this age right here, our kids think that they are entitled to everything. So what they going to do? So in a minute, when you're trying to tell them there's a better way, what they gonna do? Try to ditch their parents when their parents getting away? Stupid, slimy, cruel, cold-blooded. This is what the world is. The world is stupid, slimy, cruel, and cold-blooded. They will take you out because they think that where they are, they think that that is the good life, but you are not living, my sister or my brother. You're not living. You are just barely existing because what you are doing is you are robbing Peter to pay Paul. And it's not as if they don't know better. So the Most High God say, you knew better. You know you out there wilding with the pigs. You know you out there dipping and dabbing in things of the world, but you don't want to come out of it. You like it in here. You like it in here. Like I said, guys, what we are doing right now, we are right now story. But like I said, we don't have to keep living hard like this. All we got to do is just shake off of these grave clothes and come out of her. They knew perfectly well. They are spitting in God's face. What you are doing right now, when you are dipping and dabbing in the things of this world, all the stuff that you are seeing that's going on that you consider as entertaining, that is not entertaining. What you are doing is you are spitting in God's face. And they don't care. Worse, they hand out prizes to those who do the worst things. And I just talked about that. See, that's what they do. Hey, I see Sonetta. Sonetta is in the house. Yes, yes. He said, peace and blessings, Lady D. How are you doing, Sonetta? Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining, coming on. Yes. But this right here, guys, this is it. And I just read it to you guys right here. These people right here, they are handing out prizes. Handing out prizes. So when you seeing these people driving around in these fancy cars, living in these big old mansions, they sold out. They sold out. That did not come from God. Like I said, you know, you can get blessings from the devil as well. All this stuff did not come from God. And I'm talking to the Most High God, none of this stuff. So all the stuff that you are doing, dipping and dabbing in things of the world, all you doing is spitting in God's face. That's exactly what you are doing. And I'm done, guys. That's it. I did all that in 58 minutes. 58 minutes. Let me see if my Sonetta want to come in and holler at me. But this is it. Let me know what your thoughts about all this right here. Because you can't get away with nothing, guys. And this is it. And like I say, this is what I call the new song. You are welcome to come on if you want to come on, Sonetta. But this right here is what I call the new song. All the stuff that you see in the Bible, that's only a shadow. It's only a shadow of what's to come. We are writing our own story. You remember this movie, Eli. You remember Eli with played, I think it was Denzel Washington. How, they was looking for that book. Everybody was looking for that book, but all the while, that book was in Eli. And that's how it is right now. That book is right now inside of us. So it's no excuses. We are telling our story. And that's exactly what we are doing right now. We are telling our story, guys. And it can't get no clearer than this. This cannot get no clearer than this, where a child can understand, guys. So, if you got any comments or you want to come on and you want to talk about it, feel free. But this is it. And as you can see right here, the Most High God has turned them over to a reprobated mind. And the thing about it is that we going to be accountable for all this stuff right here because we had led these silly sheep to the slaughterhouse. We are the ones that's going to be accountable for it because we are Alpha and Omega. We are the beginning and the end. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. And that's it, guys. That is it. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos or however you feel led. Because, like I told you guys, when it comes to the truth, you don't have no friends when you come to the truth. Everybody wants you to stroke them and tickle their ears. So I am done. I am done. So guys, let me know what your thoughts is. Trying to see if Sonetta want to come on and holler at me. So this is it, guys. And like I said, the way that I broke it down, it cannot get no clearer than this. We waiting for, all this stuff to happen, but this stuff is happening right now, right in our face. And the thing about it is that we got our face in the sand, because we call good evil and evil good. And that's it. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. I thought that Sonetta wanted to come on and holler at me. I guess but thank you for coming in, and commenting. At least one thing I know that you guys are here supporting me. So let me know your thoughts, about all the stuff that is going on, because don't let no one make you feel that you got to sit there and start cutting yourself. You are natural, you are beautiful, just like you are. Even when it comes to our hair serve a purpose. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. By our hair sticks up for a reason. It's called nine ether. And my sister Abby, she went ahead and broke it down. Our hair is connected to the sun. Our hair is connected to the universe. Our hair is like antennas. So be happy to be nappy. Our skin, our melanin, in our skin, it serves a purpose. They taking melanin and trying to put it in computer chips, and the government is spending like $7 million or maybe billions of dollars to take our melanin and put it in military armors. And even they are taking the melanin and they are injecting it into their body. Guys, you just don't know. I mean, how valuable we are. We are the lifeline to everything that exists. If we, if it's, it won't be them without us. And they know that. They know it, but we don't know it. So, guys, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. You all be blessed and you all have a good day.